Good morning and welcome to BeTheBestChiropractor.com. I'm Dr. Michelle Windling. Thank you for taking time on your Friday morning if you happen to be watching this live or whenever you have time to watch this. We've been talking a lot about value and creating value for what it is that you do and how to set your prices and things like that. And today we're going to talk specifically step by step of how to actually set your prices so that you can stand by those prices. So many chiropractors, and maybe this is you, it certainly was me when I first started, are, so many people were looking at the prices and saying, oh, I don't know if I can charge this much. I don't know if people are going to pay this much. I don't know what to charge, and so on and so forth. And so I've set together a little bit of a system so that you can set your prices effectively and stand by them so that they feel really good to you and what it is that you're doing. And so, how many of you are uncomfortable talking about money? If you're uncomfortable talking about money, give me a wave or give me a thumbs up or say hello. When you're getting ready to set your prices, I want you to call chiropractors in your area. So one of the things to do is call from a cell phone that doesn't have your caller ID from your office, but call and become a patient. So from the patient's point of view, call the chiropractors within about 2 or 3 miles of your area and find out what's going on out there. What are your patients hearing? So most of us are getting our patients through referrals and high patient retention and things like that. But some of us actually rely on the internet. And if you're relying on the internet, it's a great idea. Hi, everybody. It's a great idea for you to look at your prices and then call around, find out what the quote competition is doing. Now, we all know there's no competition, right? 10,000 people a month move to Denver. Get that number in your head, 10,000 people a month. And there's less than 2,000 chiropractors in the entire state of Colorado. So talk about no competition, people. I mean, come on, if you've got competition in your head, you need to take a chill pill and like figure that out. Get out of your head, go to some self-help seminar or something, because there's no competition out there. But you want to figure out how to set your prices. So let's call around to other practices and find out what they're saying. So you call and you say, hey, this is Sally, and I hurt my knee, and how much is it for an adjustment? Simple as that. And then they'll say one of many, many, many things. One of the most common things I like to recommend that you listen for is how they answer that question. So a lot of times it's as simple as, oh, it's $45, and that's it. No value created, no nothing. That was a cat running up the stairs. No value created, no nothing, just the price. So if that's what you're hearing, that's what your patients are hearing. And you know from listening to the last video that your value statement is the most important thing for you to have and have down pat and have your staff have down pat in order to get that. If you need a value statement and you want to know what mine is, again, please write me and I will be happy to tell you that. Just post on the comments, hey, I want your value statement, and I'll share that with you. So if you have the value statement and then you say the price, then that price seems a lot more worth it. So then the other thing you'll hear when you call around is, oh, well, it depends, it's based on what the doctor comes up with and this and that. And I will tell you that's crap, because in the state of Colorado, it's required that you have a cash rate. It's required that you have a price. And so there's one price if someone's paying cash. What that price is, it has to be the price. You can't have 6 or 8 different prices for one of the same exact item. You can have different prices for different packages and different things like that. But if you're gonna have, you got to have one price. You need to be transparent about that price. So if they're not answering the question and beating around the bush, that's the information your patients are getting as well as they're calling around. Sometimes they do create a great value statement, and that is a great thing for you to hear, because then what the value statements are being said around your area. Again, this isn't about competition. This is about being able to stand by your fees so that when someone calls and says, hey, twisted my knee to your office, what do you charge? Then you get to stand in your confidence and say, well, we do this, this, and this, and we do all these things, and the price is just X, whatever X is. And you get to say that with confidence. So many chiropractors, they're like, well, it's $50. Or, well, you don't have to pay all of it if you don't want to, and they just kind of get in their own way. So I want you to be strong. I want you to be confident in what you're doing and setting your prices and stand by that. And then, okay, so now I've set my prices. So now what? Well, the value statement helps to set the stage for that. And so when you've got your prices and you know exactly what they are. Oh, and by the way, I meant to mention this earlier. When you're setting your prices, make sure that sorry, I've got this thing caught in my ear. There we go. When you're setting your prices, make sure that you have a simple fee schedule, especially if you're a cash practice, so that you have one fee that's very fair, that protects you and covers you for all of the different things that you do. If you're typically doing stretching and traction and adjustments and extremity adjustments and muscle activation and homework and all of that, if you're typically doing all of that, just make sure that you have one fee that covers all of that so that you're not nickel and diming your patients. Your patients aren't feeling nickel and dimed. A lot of chiropractic offices that I go into, when I get up to the front desk and I get ready to check out, I find out it was $5 or $10 more than I thought it would be. And that doesn't make me feel very good. And that's just because, oh, well, we added E-stem, or oh, we put you on the rolly table, or oh, that's right, I adjusted your ankle, so that's $40 more for that one ankle adjustment. So, just make sure you're having one price so that your patients understand what that is, and that way they won't be surprised, disappointed, or any of that uncomfortableness at the front desk. Never, ever, ever have your front desk surprise people with the price. It should be your price. Your price is your price if you're a cash practice. If you're insurance practice, good luck. There's all kinds of prices and it's all across the board, and I totally get it. So make sure you have systems in place to let your patients know, hey, these 50 people are paying this copay and those 40 people are paying that copay, and make sure you have systems in place so that the patient knows before they walk out the door how much. And if you're billing for something and you know it's not covered and so they have to pay out of pocket, make sure you tell them before the service is rendered. Say that again, before the service is rendered. Don't surprise your patient at the front desk. Oh, right, remember that thing we did? Because it's gonna make you feel better? Yeah, that's $50 more. Cough it up, buddy. So just really, really be straight with that and let your patients know ahead of time so you don't have to worry about that. So that's how to set your price. Call around. I would say probably a 2-mile radius, bigger if you're in more of a rural community. Call 15 to 20 offices. Just make the call, ask the question, how much is it for an adjustment? And then if you do extremities, ask them, how much is it for an extremity adjustment? And then find out what that sounds like, find out what that looks like, and then make sure you're standing by the value that you're creating for your patients, your practice, and for yourself. Thanks for watching. I want you to be the best chiropractor you can possibly be. I'll see you next week. Bye.